NHL Nightly with your host, the sportsman, a.k.a. Pierre Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barry.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to NHL Nightly, sponsored by Fans First Sports Network. Appreciate y'all coming in. I am Jeremiah Maxwell. With me, as always, is Rico in Barry and Pearlo in Edmonton. Pearlo, we can't barely see you, man. You look like the thinner man.
Yeah, we changed our living room around. I can't get the lighting right.
Well, it's your picture's really bad too, man. The last couple of ones, it's been real bad. It's not been good. So
he looks like Patrick Swayze from Ghost.
He literally, I can't see his face at all. Anyway, just as we were going live, Jordan Kyrou hat trick, 4-1 New York Rangers. I just gave Pearlo a bunch of shit for his camera, but he called this Rangers Blues game from the jump. He was all over the Blues. He called it 100%. He was all over it. I had the Vancouver Canucks beat the Penguins. That happened.
I changed my mind and I took them at the end.
Sabres beat the Sens. The Sens are the worst team in the Eastern Conference. It's official. They're going to be a top 5 pick, which is crazy to me. Hey, John Duncan from Off the Wall. I'm glad John's here. I spent the afternoon listening to John's epic call of the comeback win of the New York Islanders over Rico's Leafs. Rico, brutal, man. The Leafs were up 3-1 and they choked it away. And I have to say this. Leaf fans, stop fucking crying about the fucking Islander fan booing John Tavares. He said he was going to stay, and then he didn't. They have the right to boo him the rest of their lives. And I hate to tell you, Tavares, if you stayed with the freaking Islanders, you'd have played in 2 Eastern Conference Finals. You sure as shit haven't done that with the Leafs. So, I mean, come on, man. Like, they have the right to boo. Oh, big overtime win for the Bolts, Logan. Yep, big win for them. The Devils are decimated, too. That's a game you got to win. Ducks made it a game, and the Canes, I didn't get to even watch any of that game. At one point, it was 3-3. It was 2-0, and then it was 3-3. So Oilers, unfortunately, win in overtime. I thought the Red Wings were going to end their streak, but they didn't. Kings had a late lead. They give up the tying goal to Matthew Tkachuk, I think, with the empty net or late in the game, 17:42. Matthew Tkachuk's on fire. Reinhart wins it in overtime with his 30th. We're not talking about Sam Reinhart enough. Austin Matthews has 33 goals now. He had 2 tonight. Reinhart is right there. It's unbelievable if you just said to me that Reinhart has a chance to win this. But boys, we're burying the lead, right? We're burying the lead. The Sharks
burying the lead.
They beat the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal 3-2, 12-game losing streak over. Yes, Canes keep rolling, J-Dub. Oh, did Kochetkov get hurt? Ooh, that's a bad news if it is. I do know that Nedeljkovic started for the Penguins. I guess they yanked him after he gave up. It was 3-1 in the first. Anyway, like our friend Logan said, Devils win 4-3, or Devils lose to Lightning in overtime and in Tampa Bay 4-3. I think a bunch of like Glendening had a couple of points, of course, points scored, but a lot of role players, Bastian, Radish, not the big names. Jesper Bratt, of course, he scored. Capitals get annihilated by the Kraken at home. No Tom Wilson, and just anytime Darcy Kemper's in, be sure he's going to give up a soul-crushing goal with like a minute and a half to go. That happened in the second period. Just brutal. And I'll tell you what, anybody that doesn't want to say Chris Driedger is not a good goalie, the saves he made in the first period, unbelievable. That should have been 2-0 Caps. Ovi and McMichael both should have scored. But Driedger kept them in when they weren't playing well, and then they just tore it up the second part of that game. We've already talked about Rico's Leafs choking it away on the island. Pearlo's got the Rangers game correct. It's 4-1. Kyrou with the hat trick. But that being said, 11 minutes left to go in that game. How about this? Another surprising win. not win, but lead. Blackhawks are up on the Jets 1-0 with 11:35 left in the third. Connor Murphy, lone goal scorer. You can't fault the Blackhawks for. And then the Flames just putting an ass whooping on the Coyotes. Did not expect that at all. I almost feel for Conroy. And then Bruins and Goodman just about to get underway, so that should be good stuff right there. And then I know, Pearlo, you wanted to start the show talking a little bit about your tweet of the Trevor Zegras trade.
Yeah.
Trevor Zegras broke his ankle.
Until I just found out he got injured again.
So
it was like,
you can't hold against the guy, but
yeah, I know, but he just gets, it's not his fault, but I mean, it's just guys.
6 to 8 weeks he'll be out. Well, he's going to be out the same amount of time Connor Bedard's going to be out with a broken jaw. So, I mean, I don't, it's hockey. People get so, John, I'm glad you're here. Pearlo was all over this. He had great reasons yesterday for why he thought the Rangers would lose, and he's not been wrong. He's been proven correct. So, it was like, you think about it, like you're going all the way out west for one game, and then you're coming back and playing a back-to-back against a division rival in the Washington Capitals. Are you really going to go balls out against St. Louis there? I don't think so. So I didn't. I just didn't. It was an annoying spot for them, and that's the reason why I didn't take it. If the Caps play like they did tonight, it's not going to matter. But I was on an island there. Like, I think everybody I knew was on the Rangers.
I stayed Louis as well too. I laid a bet on.
I stayed away from that game. I thought, but I loved what you said. I was all over it. I thought you were. I thought it was a great.
Yeah. Rico agreed with me too. Rico and I usually agree on most of the games. So.
St. Louis is one of those sneaky teams. If you find a team in a spot going to St. Louis, like St. Louis coming off a loss, to travel in between those cities for the Rangers, it was just one of those spots that St. Louis could beat pretty much any team on any given night. They're one of those middling teams that are right in the middle. And if you catch a team in a good spot, I think St. Louis will make you money once in a while during the year. You just got to know when to bet them.
Oh, we lost Pearlo. I'm glad he needs to fix his camera, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I was on Arizona until pre-game, and I saw Pearlo put out a pick, Calgary, to put a couple pearls on it. Then I looked at the goaltending matchup, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, no, I like the Flames here too." But this Chicago-Winnipeg game's baffling, man. Connor Murphy, I mean, Winnipeg, they shut down the Oilers pretty much too, and now they're shutting down the Jets. I mean, the Oilers are playing their asses off, and they're playing structure defensively because they know.
Well, Yotes just scored. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, Yotes just scored to make it 4-2. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Pearlo, you can let yourself in anytime, but I would recommend you fix your camera because it's unwatchable, man. You can't even see your face. It's unwatchable. If you have to turn your overheads off or turn your computer around, you can't see anything, man. It's really, really bad. I'll just letting you know.
Well, at least we got a good late one, Boston and Vegas. This one should be right.
No, I mean, there's still some great games. I mean, if Arizona can make a push here, I'm actually really surprised. This is what I was going to say about with Calgary. They're just mind-numbingly impossible to want. If you're a fan of this team, why do you want to win these games? Like. You're actually probably looking for a little bit of the rebuild. So, Pearlo, when you feel like you got your lighting right, just let yourself in. Your camera looks way, way better. You can let yourself in. You have the power, my man. You got the power. You got the touch. Oh, I forgot to tell you, all you guys that are in the chat, everybody, we are going to end the show after we do our picks, and then we're just going to hang out and BS for the game. So I love your shirt, by the way, Rico. What is the thing on there? That's pretty cool.
Oh,
is that Bill Murray with the Canadian?
That's Bill Murray.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I think Bill Murray is actually one of the few SNL actors that's not Canadian. So yeah, when you feel you're good, man, just let yourself in, Pearlo. You know how to do it. You can do it. Thompson, great glove save on Pasta. Oh, okay, that's already gone. That game's already underway. I don't have that game on yet, Logan. I only have I've got the Blues, Rangers. Rangers scored, by the way, to make it 4-2. So Pearlo, do you not know how to let yourself in? Put it in the private chat or drop it in the chat if you don't know how to let yourself in. So anyway, we owe it to the people that come to this show to put on a good show and do the best we can. So I like it so people could see that you're an actual human being and not an alien. Good to see Thompson's back. He's healthy, not sick. So Flames are 7-4-2 in the last 13 games. What do you do if you're Conroy? Because you're going to make a run here.
Well, that's the thing with Calgary is like
do you not know how to let yourself in, Pearlo?
How do you do it again?
So you have the little screen. You have the little screen down there, and it says add to stage. It says add to stage, remove, add to stage. You just add yourself, remove yourself. You have the ability to do that because you guys have.
Right. Anyways, that's better, right?
I mean, yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. I guess not.
It's not great, but it's better than what it was. We couldn't see your face, and your camera was blurry, and I don't know. When you were doing it from your bedroom, that was working really good, man. And you turn your background on. Turn your background back up.
Oh yeah, right.
Get back over to your girlfriend's house or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta go in the settings and get the background.
Yeah. Anyway. So since you were off, the Rangers have scored and the Arizona Coyotes have scored. Both those games are 4-2. We talked about this yesterday. I am so impressed with how Luke Richardson has that Blackhawks team that's completely devoid of talent at this point, right? So just pretty crazy.
Hey man, it goes to show you play the right way with or without the personnel. You're all NHLers. You guys can all play a system. This is how we're going to be successful. It's like when San Jose went on that little bit of a run before that long 12-game losing streak that got broke tonight. They started playing a little more structured when Mike Greer just lit a candle under their ass a little bit to say you're not going to be beating teams the way you're playing.
Well, let me ask you guys this, and I think this is a true statement. I don't think San Jose has that much less talent than the Montreal Canadiens. I really don't. I like Eklund. I think that guy is going to be a great player in this league for a really long time. Good two-way forward. Zetterlund, they've got some good players on that team. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I just feel like
Andy Blackwood's not even a bad goalie either. Like this guy can just take the shots too. Like he's a durable guy as long as he stays healthy. Like he could take the rubber every night and just keep your team in the game. Like the guy could face upwards of the earth, in the 30s of shots every time he goes out there. And it's actually not a bad goalie. New Jersey probably could have used him.
You added Tomas Tatar and he made an instant impact on your team because the way you play, the way you're structured, right? You have basically 4 second lines. Would you add a guy like Anthony Duclair at the trade deadline? just to inject a little bit more offensive skill into your lineup. I mean, I could see that guy getting moved. He could also go back to like a Florida where he's familiar with it. You know, he played with them last year. Thought he was really good with them. Florida, by the way, man, they just can't stop winning. They won 8 in a row, right? But if it's not obvious, they're the best team in the East right now. They passed the Rangers in my book.
Yeah, and they did. They don't need Corey Perry. They definitely don't need Perry. They're good enough.
I heard a lot of Leaf fans being like, "We don't give a shit what Perry did. We want him on our team today."
He could have fucking killed somebody for all we care. He could bang all our moms. Just come on our team.
Yeah. Pearlo, are you not remembering how to do your background? Is this is an issue again?
It's not letting me do it again. It's not letting me do it. I don't know why.
You just go into camera, virtual background, and then check
the background. Hit the background.
You don't have to check anything. Just pick the background. You don't have to hit green screen. You're not using a green screen.
That's what I'm doing, and it's not letting me do it for some reason.
Well, log out and come back in. Log out and come back in.
Okay.
Speaking of Mackenzie Blackwood, ex-Barrie Colt, like New Jersey had him too. It's just funny that all of a sudden New Jersey has goaltending problems, and Mackenzie Blackwood, you know, is going to turn into a good tender. That kid.
You know what it is, Rico? These teams don't have any patience anymore. They used to let. Yeah. I had a thing with a guy tonight that was pissed about a guy we have planned for the Saskatoon Blades that had a hat trick tonight. That's one of the Caps draft picks, and he's like, "Yeah, glad he's not playing in the AHL." And I'm like, dude, sometimes you don't want to rush these guys. So, hey, we got some Twitter comments. Iceman a cast. Will Smith coming from Boston College is going to be nasty too. Yeah, that's right, Iceman. The San Jose Sharks crew got hurt, by the way, in this San Jose game. He looks banged up. So let's see. Yeah, let yourself back in. Yep, there you go. You got it. There you go. You're in. Okay.
Yep.
He's back at his girlfriend's house.
Yeah. Don't tell your wife. Okay. I'm pissed with the Leafs on my birthday eve. Yeah. Tomorrow's your birthday, Andrew. Happy birthday, man. Since we won't be live, happy birthday, man. Feel free to drop it in there. John Duncan was talking about tonight how 2019 was a great year for him, and it was a lot less complicated. And I was thinking, yeah, I'd take 2019 all over again just because I'd be 5 years younger.
Yeah.
And John was like, yeah, I'm in my late 20s. It's like, oh, yeah, I'd kill to be in my late 20s.
Yeah.
I would kill to be in my late 20s again, man. I literally would murder someone if I could transfer in my late 20s. Yeah,
dude,
so
I was totally watching the game. Sorry, I was totally watching the game last night when the channel just got frozen. Then you took that picture of you on your couch watching the TV, and I was laughing my ass off because I don't know what the hell happened, but it just went to like a screenshot of the rink, and you're like, yeah, Biz, was that you?
I said that. I said, Biz, what are you doing?
That was hilarious because I was watching the game at that time, and
I didn't get any response from them. They took a serious tone. It's just because all this craziness we've been having going on in hockey lately. So as of today, your playoff teams for the Metro are Rangers, Hurricanes, Flyers still in that third spot, which I'm loving that. Winnipeg just scored. Too good to be true. 3 minutes and 29 seconds left. Better hope you took the under in that one. Bruins, Panthers, Maple Leafs.
I didn't have anything on there, but Alex B. Smith that comes in, he had the draw plus 4.
Really,
dude, what a great dude! We got to get Alex on here. I would love to have him on here sometime. He had
lots of
Islanders.
draws. He had the Islanders draw. He had that draw.
Mm-hmm.
He did take. I can't remember who else it was, but he had those.
Yeah, it was the Toronto Maple draws against Draw Island.
Yeah, I had.
They're the two teams. They're the two teams in the NHL that have the most draws. They both played like 74 or 76 games combined, and they've both been in over 30 draws.
Yeah, that's so hilarious. So speaking of the Toronto Maple draws in the Atlantic, it's the Bruins, Panthers, and Maple Leafs. That's hilarious. But I think the Maple Leafs had won, 6 or 7 in a row, so can't be too sad. But yes, they've had way too many overtime points. Islanders. Yeah, Islanders. So Leafs are 21-10-8. And the Islanders are 19-12-10. Oh my God, 48 points. And then the Lightning, not far behind are the Devils, Penguins, Red Wings. The Caps are at. One thing I say about the Caps is they got games in hand over everybody in the East except for the Senators, who they've lost 5 in a row. Boy, the DJ Smith firing didn't do anything. It's done nothing. So I give the Devils, Penguins, Red Wings an outside shot. I think if you're GM Brian McClellan, you're starting to look at who you can move from this team to start. I think they could start trading some pieces here in the next couple weeks here, because I just don't think I mean, it's just not there. So Jets are maybe the best team in the NHL right now. They've won 7 in a row. That's why it was going to be kind of crazy if they lost this game. But I just give Chicago a shit ton of credit, man. Even though it's in Winnipeg, give them a ton of credit. 58 points, man. They do have the best record in the league. The only 2 behind them. The Bruins and Panthers both have 56. It's hilarious to me that the Bruins have been as good as they are. I think they're going to come down to earth a little bit here with Ullmark being out. But by the way, the Oilers have won 9 in a row, and they have not bridged the gap from the next team behind them. The Kraken are right there nipping at the heels. Now, the Oilers have some games in hand, though. They only have 38 games played. So they had a soft as baby shit first half of schedule. The fact that they played 2 back-to-backs in the first half of the season is a fucking laughable joke. Anyway, so Jets have
Toronto play Florida in the first round.
What? Yeah, that's the way it would be. I think you're not going to play. I don't think you're going to play. I don't think you're going to play the Panthers in the first round. I think you're going to play the Bruins, which is who you want to play in the first round. I'd rather match. I think the Leafs match up good against the Bruins right now, especially if they're banged up. I think the Bruins are going to come down to earth, man. So
I think they're going to make a big move at the deadline.
Well, let's see.
I think so too. I think so too. I don't know how they're going to do it, but
they don't have much to trade. That's the thing. I mean, you're going to have
to empty they're going to have to empty the cupboard. That's for sure.
So right now, the Boston Bruins, they're going to have to trade a player.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have $2 million in cap space. I don't know who you could bring in for that.
No, they'd have to trade a player too.
Yeah,
Corey Perry.
Yeah, I could see him being a guy. Well, so here's the thing, though.
Going after him.
Corey Perry is a super. I did DM to Kim to come on the show, Andrew, but she's busy. She goes to all the games, and I'm just going to reach out. I mean, I couldn't reach out to her tonight because she was at the game. So she's at the games. By the way, the Jets scored again. Ehlers' 4th goal in the last 6 games. It's 2-1. What a way to win this in regulation. And if you're Chicago, hey, what an effort. What a great game for them.
That's all you can ask for.
Sucks for Alex Smith because he was a minute away from getting the draw.
He was probably getting that Twitter mention ready. He probably had it typed out already, just ready to hit send.
Yeah, I think I had Winnipeg in a parlay money line, so that's good. But yeah. But I didn't.
I had LA.
So did I. I had LA.
I had LA to win tonight, and I had Detroit to win tonight. And those were pretty much the only 2 that I lost on.
So here's the problem with Boston. So they have a buyout. They have 2-year buyout with Mike Riley. This year is only $333,000. Next year is $1.3 million. But the cap going up, that'll help them out there. But they don't have any big salaries. I mean, Brandon Carlo, but they got him locked. They wouldn't want to trade him. I mean, they could trade Grzelcyk, I guess. He's about $3 million. He's got to be the guy. They got to try to move him and like somebody good. Maybe you try to get DeBrusk off your books because this is his last year too. He makes $4 million. So DeBrusk and Grzelcyk are probably the most likely guys they trade. maybe JVR, but JVR's played well for them. They don't want to trade him, and he's only making $1 million. So plus JVR is the type of guy you want in the playoffs, stand in front of the net and do some stuff, So good win for the Jets coming back there, by the way. That was nice.
If you get a player in the $5 to $6 million range and the team's willing to retain half for 1 year or something like that, then you could trade Shattenkirk, and then you go down to Oscar Steen and all their.
But Shattenkirk makes nothing too, though, Pearlo. You're
only need, if they're retaining half, you only need to do $3 million. You just got to find a way to get $3 million off.
They are getting some salary cap relief for Milan Lucic and Derek Forbert, so that'll grow. But right now, that is the $2 million range.
Yeah. I wouldn't. That Lizelle kid looks like he's going to be really good, but I'm sure he'd have to be part of any package for anything of significance.
Well, he's 20. Boy, they don't want to trade him, do they?
Well, they don't want to, but what are you going to wait? He's not going to be ready for a couple of years. The time is now. The rebuild's going to be devastating, I think, in Boston when it happens. But
they need to move. I think they could add some pieces. They're going to be fine after this year. They're going to, they'll be all right. I think next year the cap going up considerably is going to help them. And if they don't re-sign DeBrusque, Forbert, that's 7. They're going to have 11 million in cap space. Hey, Iceman. Thanks for Iceman at Cast. We do the show every night, Monday through Thursday. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on the Twitter. We're on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Most of our people are on YouTube, but we really appreciate you coming on. Where are you coming from? I'm in Alaska. Rico's in Ontario, and my main man Pearlo on the right there is in Alberta. So let us know where you're coming from. I see him maybe adding that Brandon Bussey kid's supposed to be real good too. That goalie, but with Ullmark out, they're going to have to probably bring him up, and he's going to have to play a little bit. He's 25 too, so it's time. Got to see what you got out of him. A little bit. I honestly think. They got Ullmark 2 years left at $5 million. They got to re-sign Swayman too. So, they got to keep Swayman.
Yeah, they're going to move Ullmark probably in the next year or two. Yeah, for sure.
So Andrew thinks Corey Perry should be a Leafs, Ducks, or Sens. Andrew, you kind of missed. We talked about Corey Perry yesterday, but I think the Leafs are the only one that makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Iceman Acas is from Walnut Creek, California, right outside of San Jose.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was looking at Pleasanton. Yeah, that's cool, man. Nice. We love having the Cali, man. Trying to get to Annie O.D., the Ducks fan, on. And if you ever want to pop on, let us know, because we could definitely use – if you're a Sharks fan, we could always use Sharks representation. You could be our unofficial Sharks. I say unofficial because everybody's unofficial. Oh, I saw SDPN had to lay a couple people off, huh? Tough times for those guys, eh?
What's that?
SDPN.
Oh.
Steve Dangle Podcast Network.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw their Game Over Flames guy. They had to lay him off.
Ooh, I got the over in the St. Louis game. Sweet. Got that too.
Oh, 5. Yep. Oh, that's it. That's
nice.
What? Okay, there we go. I've been trying to find this game for an hour. Okay. All right. Finally. All right. Still 0-0 in that Boston game. I think that the Vegas wins this game. They're gonna end it. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Tim says, evening guys, not here for long, but wanted to take hey Tim, we talked about your trade yesterday. You weren't here. Tim, I think there's interest in Toronto, and I think Tree Living ain't afraid to pull the trigger. And you know what I've heard from Leafs Nation on Sportsnet 590 from my boy Kipper today? Leaf fans aren't shy. They'll take him. And quite frankly, the question for me is, what do you do if you're the Leafs with Revo? Like, they got 2 more years left on that deal. Uh-oh. What did I delete?
That was a bad deal. That was for sure.
I mean, Rico was surprised when he picked up the phone from his agent and said, Toronto's offering you this. He's like, what? I think he fell off his chair. Yeah. And he's like, what the hell are they thinking? And he made fun of it. Everybody else made fun of it. And
he bought his own plane ticket on the spot. He was in Toronto already before that freaking thing.
The only deal that was a bigger shocker was the Blackhawks giving Corey Perry $4 million and giving Foligno like equal money.
I kind of understood that one. I kind of got that because they need to hit the cap floor anyway. So those guys.
Oh yeah, that's solely what those deals were.
Yeah,
you know,
they got really. That was just so fortunate. I'm sure Foligno and them were like, "Wow, yeah, I guess I'm going to Chicago." I mean, I wouldn't have been their first choice, but if you're giving me $4 million. And you're probably going to, eat half and trade me at the deadline, and I'll still be able to do a cup run. So, I mean,
yeah.
Like Perry was playing for the league minimum for like 2-3 years in a row, right? Wasn't he, or something like that? So they give him $4 million. How do you turn that down?
Yeah, he was. I think he was getting like a schmill. I think he was getting like a schmill, like one schmill. He wasn't getting like $980 or anything. I think also vet minimum is higher if you're over 35 or whatever. I can't remember.
If Perry goes to Toronto, you got to put him in a stall right beside John Tavares. You got to be like, all right, meet your new neighbor, John.
Hey, Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, yeah, because you need him in the head, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
They need him. They really need him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had some big football news today too. Not to talk football, we talked football 2 days in a row because before you came on, Pearlo, the Nick Saban retired, like the Alabama coach who won 7 national championships.
I heard about that. Yeah,
but today the Patriots shit canned Bill Belichick, winner of 6 Super Bowls, actually winner of 8 Super Bowls because he was the Giants' defensive coordinator for 2 Super Bowls. So he's been a coach or part of a coaching staff or coach that's won 8 Super Bowls. He won 6 as a head coach of the Patriots. Pretty nuts.
Yeah, I got some other news too. Excuse me while I go puke. Marcus Stroman's a fucking Yankee.
He's from New York, right?
He always wanted to go to. He always wanted to be a Yankee. He was when he had to go to the Mets.
That was better.
Was he not? Wasn't he with the Cubs last year anyway?
Yeah, he got traded to the Mets from the Jays, and then he signed with the Cubs, and the Cubs didn't want to extend him, so he ended up just playing out the contract last year. And
why are you? He hasn't even been that good, has he?
He has been okay last year. He had an okay year.
Oh, did you think he was going to re-sign with the Jays? Was there any?
No, but not the fucking Yankees. I don't want to see him in pinstripes at the Dome. Dude, we usually cheer Stroman when he comes back. We usually cheer for Stroman when he comes back in another uniform. But
you won't was the Yankee, But I'm going to tell you, Rico, I think the Yankees are going to be awful next year.
Dude, I don't know, man. Fucking Soto just signed an arbitration freaking record at $31 million today. For 1 year.
They knew they were going to have to pay him. That's why he's trying to get $600 million in the offseason. Dude, he ain't worth that. I think the guy's good, but
I don't know.
This is gonna tell. This is gonna tell because he turned down like an over $400 million contract.
Oh, I know. I think it's gonna be a mistake. I think the Ohtani thing is an outlier.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think these big deals are going to start coming back to earth, especially because I'll tell you, man, baseball ain't making the money they used to. Their TV deals and all that stuff, that shit's going to go away soon. So we're going to see. I'm telling you, I'm not so sure.
The guy that turns down that amount of money deserves a fucking struggle, in my opinion. So
yeah, $400 million ain't enough for you. By the way, the guy hit 275 and 35 home runs. That's good, but like when I was a kid coming up in the 80s, that guy was like a middling player. Like if you were good, if you were like Tony Gwynn, you hit 340. You know, like I don't know, man. Like it just kind of kills me. Darkness is like this Blues team kills me with inconsistency. Darkness, if you were here yesterday, Pearlo called this win from the jump, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were all on the Blues.
Yeah, we were all. It wasn't just me. I forgot. Rico was on the Blues too.
Yeah, but you made the compelling argument for all of us to take over.
Yeah.
So I have to give you props.
But about the Yankees. I'm not a huge baseball guy, but it looks like they just throw darts at a board. Like it looks like they just throw darts.
They traded their two best prospects to Soto, by the way, which kind of made, because San Diego's a rival. I'm like, oh.
And one of their best pitchers in Michael King. They didn't want to give him up in that deal, but they did.
They're like the Rangers when Sather was a general manager, and he would just basically any free agent out there, he'd bring him in. Give him $9 million, sure, or whatever.
And Giancarlo Stanton better do something with himself this year because that guy is making huge money for a couple more years, and he was a shell of himself last year.
So Stroman was 10-9 last year with a 3.95 ERA, and I'll say this: the National League, you still got to pitch against pitchers. He's gonna get fucking rocked in the American League East, man.
There was no DH last year.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean universal DH. It was universal DH. No pitchers were hitting last year.
Oh, is it universal DH now?
Yeah.
Across the board now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm saying now that's over. It's over, right? I'm fine with universal DH.
But look at Stroman pitched good at home, but he pitched shit on the road. Like that was his MO. Like he pitched good at Wrigley. I remember betting on him as like Stroman's at Wrigley. Yeah, okay, bet on the Cubs.
So your Blue Jays were 99-63 last year. The Yankees were 89-73. I'm sorry. I apologize. Your Blue Jays were 89-73. You made the playoffs, so 3 of the East made the playoffs. Baltimore looks like they're going to be good again, right? They'll probably be good, I'm assuming. They don't lose nobody.
Yeah.
We'll see. I didn't mean for this to turn into a baseball talk.
No, we're good.
No, there's no rules.
Yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't stress it. But anyway, I had to talk about Belichick. That was a big deal.
That is a huge deal. When you get stuff like that, hockey's a sport. That's a huge thing. Huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Al Arbor or Scotty Bowman stepping away. I mean, Scotty Bowman won like 10 Stanley Cups, but he didn't do it all with the same team either, right?
Yeah.
He was a little bit of an opportunist, Oh, let me coach this Mario Lemieux guy. I might be able to win him. Oh, I'm going to coach this Red Wings team with a bottomless budget. I'm going to probably win. Then he coached Montreal when they had great players too. So
are you saying Belichick was a better coach than Scotty Bowman when you look at the overall body of work, coaching, when it comes to different things, different sports? Like who had a bigger impact? Who do you think was a better coach of their craft? I think Bowman, but
yeah, I'm not gonna say. I don't think there's really any comparables. I would just say this: your football is a much harder sport to win multiple championships than hockey. I think because one, the rosters are so big, injuries are way more frequent than hockey. Even though hockey is a very physical sport, especially back when Bowman coached. But I mean, if you got superstar players and like good goaltending, you're gonna win some championships, Hockey, I'm not saying it's easier to win in hockey, but I do think it's probably much more difficult to win in football. And the fact that he was a part of 8 Super Bowl championships, 6 as a head coach, and all basically with the same team as a head coach, or all with the same team as a head coach, definitely. And he's going to coach again, so he could win it. If he wins a couple more Super Bowls, so right now you'd have to say like Phil Jackson's like up there too, like because he won 10 or 11 championships, right? 6 with the Bulls and I think 5 with the Lakers or something. So
there's a salary cap in football in the NFL, and there has been for a while, where when Bowman coached, there wasn't a salary cap in the NFL either. So you saw
you could add he could be when he was with the Red Wings. Hey, we're just going to add Paul Coffey, Hall of Fame defenseman. So yeah, I mean, no,
hey, Brett Hull, Luke Robitaille, Brett Hull, come on over.
Oh, Brendan Shanahan. Yeah. Oh, we can. Yeah, I mean, we just take everybody that's good. And then they didn't win. They still didn't win because of Patrick Waugh, Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg. And if Babcock wasn't such a stupid moron, they would have won 2 in a row too.
That mid-90s era of NHL hockey between the Wings and the Avalanche, that was like one of the best rivalries ever.
All right, so since we talk a little gambling on this show, especially hockey, we only have 2 games tomorrow. So let's talk a little NFL since it's playoffs. You guys betting any of this NFL?
Yep.
Okay, Browns Texans.
I will be in the morning, but I'll let Rico go on that one.
Are you talking straight up, or are you talking against?
Yeah, just pick a winner. We don't have to go.
Okay.
I think I'm going Cleveland Browns there.
So Denzel Ward gets hurt for them though, and that makes me nervous. But
1 second.
What?
No, sorry. Let me just look back at my picks because I did go through these a couple days ago. Right here, who do I got?
This Arizona game is about to go final. Ooh, Arizona almost scored though.
I think I took the Texans against the spread. Yeah, because the visitors, the favorite. Is Houston favorite in that game by 3.5?
No, I think. What does it say?
I'm in my pool, and that was done earlier in the week.
ESPN is going to be the only thing that has it for me that's probably up to date, or because I don't have a website that I'll go to. NFL schedule.
I'll look on Betway.
They have their own bet.
Yeah, I think I got the Texans winning that game. They just need another weapon to stand up, either Schultz or somebody besides Collins, because he's only CJ Stroud's only weapon out there and deep. But they got a couple other receivers that got to step up for Houston. So I got Houston to win that game.
The number one defense in the NFL was the Cleveland Browns this year.
Well, they do turn the ball over a lot too, so that's one thing that I'm banking on.
Who,
the Browns are the Browns.
Cleveland. The Browns turn the ball over a lot, especially with Flacco at center.
I'm going with Flacco and the Browns. So that's what I'm doing. I just love Flacco. I love him. That's why.
Yeah, he's a big story this year, man. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Iceman says, you like Miami over Kansas City? It's supposed to be the coldest game in NFL history. It's supposed to be minus 18 in Kansas City or something. They're getting real
minus 30. Is that Fahrenheit? Minus 30 Fahrenheit, I heard today.
Oh, minus 30? Yeah, I think Miami's going to lose this game just because, and this is the reason I think. Kansas City does one thing well. They just haven't done it a lot this year, and it's run the ball.
Run the ball.
Their defense is really good. Their offense has actually been a liability this year. But I do think Kansas City wins that game. Unfortunately, I would love Miami to win that game. But I think Buffalo, so I'm just going to pick outright winners, and I'll let you. I think Buffalo beats Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh fucking sucks. They shouldn't have been in the playoffs anyway, and they're not going to have TJ Watt, their best player. But stranger things have happened, but Buffalo's winning. They're so good at home, too. Now, Dallas, Green Bay, my heart says Dallas is going to win, or my head says Dallas is going to win, but my heart wants Green Bay because I fucking hate the Cowboys. Go Green Bay. I'll be a fucking Packers fan for a year if they beat them. Now, Detroit, LA, that's a tough one, but I got to go. It sucks that Detroit lost Laporta, and I just think LA, I don't know. I like LA in this one. It's going to suck. Matthew Stafford's going to go back and bite them in the ass. And then, you know what? I think my upset special is Tampa Bay is going to beat Philly. Philly's been dog shit. They've got.
I think everybody's going to be on Tampa Bay. Everybody's going to be on Tampa
Philly
Bay.
Because their quarterback can't throw either. I mean, now if Marcus Mariota comes in and plays a hell of a game, he's capable of doing it. But we'll see. So those,
Mariota for what?
Mariota for the Eagles. Because
why?
because Jalen Hurts hasn't been able to throw a pass in practice this week, bro. He's injured. So,
seriously?
Yeah. I mean, the one thing you'd say is the Eagles can run the ball, but their defense has been fucking awful this year. It's been bad. I mean, when they were 10-1, real football people were like, there's something not right there. And they're just not. And I don't know what's going on with their defense, man. He basically fired their defensive coordinator with 4 games to go and brought in Matt Patricia. So we'll see. Anyway, NHL Nightly, we're talking about playoff football. Appreciate you guys. Go Ravens. Yeah, so KQ, I think the Ravens are going to be in the Super Bowl, and I think they're going to play the Niners. And that will be an upset if it's not those two teams. And you know what? I think the Ravens are going to beat them again because they beat the shit out of them in Santa Clara this year. So I don't know, man. And I would love to see either of those teams win. Anybody new is good with me. So I don't care. Just not Dallas. Anybody new except for Dallas. I will always hate Dallas Cowboys. I don't
know. Something about the Cowboys rubs me the wrong way too. I don't know what it is. I'm not a very fan.
It's not hard for me. They're in my division, and I fucking can't. I can't stand them.
It was something about that, the Playboy type thing in their early years, like that. I don't know. Just cheesy.
Well,
they were cheesy.
And the guys, when they were winning, the NFL didn't have a salary cap. So yeah.
They were just they were a cheesy team. I don't know. I just didn't like it. So
yeah.
So I would definitely go with if it's gonna be that cold, you would probably want to go the under in that Kansas City Miami game, right?
Oh, dude, I am so sorry. Oh yeah, it's gonna be under for sure. -30.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, first of all, by the way, I said that Calgary Flames Coyotes game was final. That is incorrect. That game is that third period hasn't even started for that game. So I apologize. I have that score incorrect. That game is not final. We have 2 games still going. That's why I checked the scores. They're at intermission for the third. There's 11 minutes to go in the intermission. So we got lots of game left. But you know what? It was so jammed. There was not a lot of West Coast games. Really no late games. Only the Rangers was at 8 Eastern puck drop. Same with the Jets and Blackhawks. And I think the Flames Yotes was a 9 Eastern puck drop. And because Arizona is one of the few states that doesn't do daylight savings time, I think. So that they're on a different schedule.
I thought they were the only state.
No, I think Indiana does it too, I think. Or they did. I don't know. I was hoping it was going away and we were staying on spring forward and they just leave it. Yeah. But it'd be nice. Especially for us winter, dark, long winter places. Then that Bruins Golden Knights game's already in the first intermission, no score there. So that'll be a good one, hopefully.
Who did they finally put in net, Vegas?
Logan Thompson. I heard Aiden Hill was going to be a go, so I got to hear he must have had a setback. But Logan Thompson was only sick. All right, so let's preview tomorrow's games, and then Saturday is a 16-game schedule. We're not going to preview those games, but we only have 2 games to talk about. So you guys get your bets, talk your bets. We have Wild at. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Wild at Flyers at Wild. Flyers are a plus 100 road dog. I like the Flyers, man. Got plus 100. And the over-under is 6.
Yeah, I already put a bet on the under in that game. I can't see that being over. I'll be blown away if it's. I can't believe it's a 6. I don't think it's going to stay a 6. I think that's going to.
You think that's low?
That's going to be a 5.5 by morning, I think. Yeah. It's just.
Jeez. There's a spot where the Wild need a win
Dude, they just are too banged up, man. No Spurgeon, no Kaprizov. Like Gustafson's out. They're sucking, bro.
Yeah, Fleury's going to be in net. Look at Philadelphia, 21-14 on the year, third in the Metro. They're not stopping.
1-1
can't bet the Wild there.
Well, I like 1-1. I think
go under Philly, draw split.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just taking Flyers money line plus 100 on a team that's playing pretty good. Preds plus 145 versus Stars over under 6.5.
Go ahead.
Dallas is getting going. Couple wins against the Wild back to back. Dallas has got to get their shit together. I mean, they're 24-11. Preds probably need to win more. Saros and Wedgwood. These might want to even go draw, but that is probably an over. Maybe both teams to score in the first period.
Yeah, I like Dallas there. The only thing, Dallas has got Chicago the next day, so they can go hard against Nashville, and they don't need to, have all their legs against Chicago, but to at least get a draw out of it or something like that. The only thing is when we get Chicago, it'll be 4 games in 6 nights and a back-to-back, so it could be.
What are we getting for a Jason Robertson goal scoring prop on that, Rico?
I could check, but what about Nashville at home against Calgary, then go to Dallas, at home against the Ducks, then go to Dallas?
I like the Stars. I was just gonna ask you the goal. Let me know what a goal scoring prop is for
I'll look at my I go covers. It's good.
Let me see if it's up yet.
If you go to do you ever go to covers? They do.
I've heard of that site. Yeah, if you go to total goals right here, Robertson, plus 150.
Oh, that's not worth it. What about Rupe Hintz?
Hintz has plus 160. I hit the second goal at plus 205.
Those aren't bad for goal props for scorers, actually. Quite often they're like 120, 115, so that's not too bad.
Gustav Nyquist at plus 290. The guy's been putting it in the net.
There you go. Throw a little fiver on Gustav Nyquist at plus 290.
Even Mason Marchment at plus 275.
Yeah. Yeah. So Saturday, we're not going to go through the games, but 16 motherfucking games. All 32 teams are playing. So Rangers, Caps.
My head's going to explode.
Sharks, Senators. Do the Sharks beat the Senators?
Oh my God. First game back after a long trip. San Jose coming off a win, trying to get a little bit of a 2-game win streak going.
No. The Sharks are on the road. They beat Montreal.
No, that's what I mean. Ottawa's coming back off a long trip.
Oh God, the Senators suck. I think the Sharks beat them. Devils, Panthers, Penguins, Hurricanes. I like the Hurricanes now. Panthers, dude. I don't see the Devils beating them.
No, I think the Panthers are. I got them to win the cup. It'd be them or they're just looking too good, man. Holy crap, they're looking solid.
It would be cool if they lost in the final and came back and won it. Like we're winning it. Like this is our time. Like Detroit did 96 or whatever.
Yeah. Matthew Tkachuk Conn Smythe Trophy.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Penguins, Hurricanes, dude, depending on the Hurricanes goaltending situation, but I like the Hurricanes. Kraken, Blue Jackets, Kraken are playing really good hockey, and Drieger's on flipping fire. So Kings, Red Wings, dude, the Kings got to end their losing streak at some point, huh? They're still allowing like no goals. They still have allowed the least amount of goals in the NHL. Oilers at Habs. Oilers are winning that game. You're going to extend that winning streak. Ducks, Lightning. You like that one? You like a sneaky Ducks win in that one?
I can't take the Ducks to do anything. They're just absolutely abysmal.
Oh, I think Gibson got hurt tonight too in the game.
No shit.
Oh.
That'd be a goalie off the market.
And then they got Mintyuko.
How about, hey, Rico, this is kind of a fun game. Maybe we should just get on and bullshit tomorrow on Saturday and just do a BS stream like we're going to do after
Colorado, Toronto?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Be a good one. Flyers, Jets, because I'm gonna spend this entire Saturday watching games, I think. Flyers, Jets, that's a nice little sneaky good game. Stars, Blackhawks, that's not a good game. Coyotes, Wild, that's not a good game. Islanders, Preds, Isles, Preds, both those teams are in the mix. Bruins, Blues. Blues are still not out of it. I mean, Blues are 20-8. I mean, they're not terrible. Flames, Golden Knights. So some pretty good ones. I mean, like, definitely Leafs. The Leafs always play great against good teams too. Like Kings, Red Wings is a nice one. Those are all in the same time though.
The Leafs are my kryptonite. I got to stop betting them. It's stupid. Every time I bet them tonight. Every time I bet them, they lose.
Who?
Yeah, I didn't bet them tonight.
The Leafs. The Leafs
are
my
Leafs tonight.
The Leafs are my kryptonite.
Dude, I called the Islanders. How did you do that? We knew the Leafs were going to lose that game.
Yeah, I don't know. The more I looked into it, I thought the Islanders were coming off a road trip. Toronto should be able to take that game, but they're coming off a Western road trip. They lost their first one. Sorry, it wasn't their first. It was the second game after Western road trip, and the Islanders have just looked freaking horrible, like horrible. They're not going to make the playoffs. There's no way. So I ended up taking on them.
The Islanders have looked really good up until like their last 5 games.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The last 5 games. And they usually, like I said,
they're in a playoff slot, are they not?
They're probably going to fall like they always do. They're probably going to fall apart in the second half. See, before when they were with Trotz, they wouldn't fall off until the last 20 games, but they were ahead enough that it didn't
They're
matter.
2 points behind the Leafs, bro. In points.
Yeah, I know, but they've looked like the last 5 games, they look like they're probably going to look for the rest of the year. They're going to fall off. I totally believe they're going to fall off completely.
I don't know, man. They got good goaltending. They got pretty much depth scoring.
Sorokin hasn't been that great. He's been really having an off year. That doesn't help.
Yeah. No, but that's a bad sign for the rest of the league because he hasn't played well. Because he will find his game. Yeah, and they have not played well defensively, and yet, and they have not played well defensively. But
no. Okay.
So right now with the win, they're in third. I'm looking at the current NHL standings. They're in third in the Metro.
Yeah, I know. Today they're going to fall off, and they're going to end up missing the playoffs.
So Philly and Tampa, because of the win, because of the Islanders' win, and they do have a negative goal differential. So I know, but by the way, they're 4-4-2 in their last 10. So not terrible. If they play 500 hockey the rest of the year, they're making it.
I don't think they will.
I
think that. See, the problem with the Islanders is they don't have very good replacement players. So that if
we know
they can't bring guys up. No, yeah, you look in the AHL, they got nothing. So they end up having to use their veterans to death because they can't bring up guys to replace.
Yeah, I could see them slowing down. I mean, I get they're an older team, you think, but I mean, I don't know, man. That Horvat playing well. Barzell had that game winner tonight. He's not old, so. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
We'll see if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think they're going to fall off.
Andrew likes the Wild under 6 in the game we talked about earlier. Thank you, Andrew.
For sure under 6. Yeah, that's it. I already got that in right away.
Yeah, I mean, so the Islanders are in the Metro, so it doesn't matter if they catch the Leafs in points because they're not in the same division. But right now, they're in third place in the Metro. And the Flyers are at the same thing. Oh, let me mute here real quick.
Yeah, mute. Yeah.
You there?
Hopefully it's good now.
Yeah, I could hear you.
He took off for a bit. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you. Whose alarm was going off? Was that his?
That was mine.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. My son was cooking something or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was one of you guys?
That was me.
Pearlo.
My son was cooking something and burnt it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was mine, man.
No. Oh, yeah. That's why you left. You thought it was yours. No, it's mine.
And this Boston Vegas game is a sleeper, man.
Yeah, not much going on. Well, let's do our final thoughts and we'll stay live. We're going to stay live for everybody in the chat. Not a lot of people in the chat, but we'll stay live and we'll just BS for the final. We got 2 games left. Do you need help? Oh my God. All right. You guys start giving your final thoughts and I'll do the outro so I have a place to edit it, but we'll just stay on and BS.
This is a dad's trip for Calgary.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. They showed all the dads there.
Oh, well, jeez. Good thing I took my Arizona pick off when I saw you put 2 pearls on the Flames, too.
You guys didn't want to give your final thoughts? You just wanted to watch the game?
No, my final thoughts is the Winnipeg Jets set their franchise record at 8 straight wins. So that's the whole Jets franchise. They've never won 8 in a row until now. So it
would have been sad if they didn't pull that off against Chicago.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
let us know the Flames scored, so that makes it 5-2. That's a bummer. I was hoping that we'd get some good games here at the end here. Still lots of time left in that game. Lots of time. 19:02. They score in the first minute. Never want to give up a goal in the first minute or the last minute, right?
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting that Vancouver and Winnipeg, like 2 Canadian teams, I'll know when the last time they've led the NHL in points at this time of year. 2 teams that nobody thought that would be there. Maybe most people didn't even pick either of them to make the playoffs this year. Maybe Vancouver is a fringe team, but
Vancouver's not a fringe team. They're winning the Pacific
no,
right now.
I mean before the season started, there's a lot of people that picked Vancouver or the Jets to miss the playoffs. Maybe even both.
Well, both those 2 are winning their divisions unless something drastic happens, like Vegas goes on another run to start the season. Vegas, by the way, 3-7-0 in their last 10. They got to win this game against Boston. And Boston 5-3-2 in their last 10. So Panthers 9-1-0, won 9 straight. So
let's just get a Morgan Geeky point.
Edmonton has won 9 straight as well. Seattle has won 8 straight. Winnipeg has won 8 straight. God, 2 9-game win streaks, 2 8-game win streaks. So that'll be interesting to see if those continue on. Pearlo, you got final thoughts?
Yeah, watching this Calgary team now, we'll see what they do against Vegas. And I've been poo-pooing them all year long. But I don't know. I think they might be able to pull something off in the second half here. The way they seem to be coming together under right now. Ooh. And you don't hear
6-4 in their last 10.
Do they make the playoffs, Pearl?
I don't know. Like I realize they're losing. You know, they're not. To me, they look like they're starting to gel a lot. So I wouldn't say they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they will make it interesting. I never thought I'd say that. Never thought. Markstrom looks not bad, and
they're better than Arizona. They're better than Minnesota. They could be better than Nashville.
They could be better than St. Louis.
They are better than St. Louis.
So I mean, it's not out of It's not. And for me to say that, that's definitely a final thought because I've been poo-pooing them like crazy. So.
Poo-pooing and putting it nicely, by the way.
That's the thing about being a handicapper. You can't stick with one thought. You got to be able to look. You got to be able to throw out your takes sometimes.
You got to learn to adapt, man. We're all primates here. You got to adapt, and the environment is changing sometimes in the NHL during the regular season, and you got to adapt to that. You can't just be set in your ways here.
Yeah, you can't be too set in your ways. That's right. Except that Huberdeau is a pussy. Besides that.
All right, so we're gonna end the show on that note, but we're gonna stay on after the outro. So we're gonna stay on and BS with you guys. We had somebody from the Twitch chat. We've had somebody from Twitter tonight or X, sorry, and we still got our regulars from the thing. So we're not leaving. We're just gonna play the outro, and we're gonna stay and hang out and talk about the games. So I just need this to mark it for the segment so I can upload it to the podcast. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please follow. We have we're trying to get to 500 follow. Yeah, we're gonna call it the overtime, or I don't know, extra man attacker. I don't know. We'll call it something. Anyway, but we're gonna stay and hang out. Back Monday through Thursday next week. Hope everybody has a weekend, but everybody hang out that wants to. I'll drop the link too, so if people want to call in, they can click the link and call in and chat and stuff. So I'm just gonna play the outro. Shut up, Rico. Okay. Thank you for hanging out. This is the overtime or whatever we'll call it. I don't know. I don't want to get sued by Fox. That's what they call theirs the OT. Extra attacker. I don't know.
The shootout. Anyway. We'll call it the shootout.
I mean, Pearlo, it doesn't matter because if a crime was committed at your house, no one would know because we can't even see your fucking face, bro.
Oh yeah, that thing fell down again. Man. But I don't know why it's not.
Dude, man, come on. Come fucking correct to the show, man. Like, be professional about it. Come correct with the background and good picture and lighting and before you come on.
My house has terrible lighting.
It's fucking awful. Your internet sucks. Like, everything is shit. It's bad, bro. It looks terrible.
What about
followers?
What about one of those ring lights, one of those streaming lights that
I will fucking buy one and send it to you. They're fucking $10.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find a ring light or something like that. But I didn't need it before. It wasn't bad.
My wife uses it all the time. I've got these things like these little clip-on things. They're like $7. You can clip your phone on. Here, let me see. Look.
I gotta run to the boys' room. 1 sec, fellas.
Oh, you're good. We're not doing it. This right here, Pearlo. These don't cost shit, and you can put your phone on it.
Yeah,
and all that stuff, man. Dude, it's just unprofessional, man. Come to the stream ready to go. All right. We love you, Pearlo, is what KQ says. We love you, Pearlo. We do love Pearlo. Pearlo's great. Pearlo's one of the best handicappers out there. But I want people to see his face.
That's not something people say too often.
No, man, you got to be able to see your face. Dude, I'll be honest with you. You'd be better off turning your camera off. That's how bad it is. Like, it's fucking bad. Like, it's the worst it's ever been. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, a week ago, everything was good, and whatever you were doing, go back to that. It was working great. I don't know if you have to. It was working amazing. Whatever you were doing.
That's the thing is I wasn't really doing anything different.
Said it was better in your bedroom, the further away you were from your thing.
My wife is sleeping, so I can't go in the bed.
Okay, so that makes sense. I don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's a further place you could be, or.
But I'm gonna try that ring light, I guess. But I didn't. It was working. It was working okay, so I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, but your picture is really bad too, man. Like, I don't know. We got to figure that out. Like, maybe move your router into your bedroom and put your thing out here. It's just, it would just be helpful.
Am I still like just?
Dude, I'm telling you, like I said, you would be better off turning your camera off, like just using your Pearlo logo. That's how bad the picture is. And looking on YouTube, it's pretty bad. Because YouTube, it's a lower grade than what you and I see. So, like, I don't even see a higher thing. It's just pretty bad. The only thing I can tell is that you're some semblance of a Hartward Whalers hat. I can't. Yeah, it's pixelated. You can't see your face at all. The lighting is shit. It's like one side. It's awful, dude. Oh, did the Flames score again? Ooh, good God, man.
Yeah. Arizona's defense, I was saying that when the second half is going to be a struggle. They're too green. They
could make some moves, though, right? They could add some pieces. They've got so much cap space.
I don't know. I think they need to get some veteran D in there because their D is way too green. It's not even fair.
Well, the Caps could they could offload. The Caps have a surplus of D. I think Nick Jensen is a guy they might move.
That's the hard part for them is if anybody even has anything to do with the no trade. Oh my gosh, Eichel's out.
Oh, good God. That's terrible. That's not good for them. Oh man.
He can't put weight on something.
Yeah, it looked bad. I saw him. He walked off though. That they didn't stretcher him off. Hopefully it's just a hip pointer. What?
No. Yeah, he's not stretcher, but oh my gosh, that did not look good at all. They can't afford to lose him. Holy crap.
No, absolutely not. But Pearlo, what if he goes on LTIR? That gives them $9 million in cap space, and they can add somebody like great. Because Vegas is aggressive.
Yeah. No, because eventually he'll come back, right? Like so. And you know how they are in the playoffs now.
Andrew, are you bitter because of the Leafs tonight? By the way, the Arizona Coyotes actually didn't have as much cap space as I thought. They only have like $6 million. But Nashville's in the playoff mix, has $15 million in cap space. So does Anaheim. So does Buffalo has $16 million. Too bad Buffalo wasn't in the mix. And the Chicago Blackhawks have $17 million. So Arizona doesn't even they only have $6 million in cap space. The Red Wings have $5 million. That's impressive. The Red Wings could add. The Blue Jackets have $4 million. The Sharks have $3 million. That sucks. The Sharks are terrible. They have no cap space. Carolina has $3.5 million.
That Eichel hit, I don't know what could have been wrong there. Maybe a bat?
I got to see a replay. Of it.
It didn't look, it didn't look like it should take him out like that, but something went on him.
Yeah, the Yotes have lost all that. The Leafs ruined your birthday. Dude, they're going to play Colorado like in 2 years. Oh, I guess tomorrow. Dude, Andrew, don't let the Leafs ruin your birthday, man. I mean, come on. Dude, my team got smoked tonight. Now, granted, it's probably my second favorite team in the Seattle Kraken to beat them, but, like, I still want my team to win. But it's like, who cares, man? That shit doesn't make your life better. I'm telling you.
Dude, where the fuck did this Sharon Govich guy come out of, man?
He was part of the trade from New Jersey. When they got Toffoli. He was the Toffoli. He was the other. Oh. He was, dude, yeah, that was not a bad deal for them. Nobody was saying they got fleeced in that deal. We just thought Toffoli would be a bigger impact. I actually think that trade's working out better for Flames
Fuck,
right
he
now.
just scored his 17th. He's got 2 in the third period, and he got 3 last game, I think.
Yeah.
Good for
That's
him.
what I'm
man.
saying.
Right.
That Calgary team just seems to be gelling now. They really do. So I don't know. Boston. Oh, wow. Thompson just made a great save.
Whoa. Elias Pettersson becomes the first player in NHL history to score the game-winning goal in 4 straight road games. That's ridiculous. Good job, Vancouver.
Wow.
Love it. Fucking anytime Pittsburgh loses, I just feel warm and fuzzy. It's like when the Cowboys lose. In fact, I say this a lot. I take way more joy from the Cowboys losing than I ever do the New York Giants winning. I'll just say that. Like if the Giants win, like we won against the Eagles last week of the season, I'm like, shit, it's going to ruin our draft space. Now we're going to be drafted like 6th instead of like 3rd.
I lost out in end of year money because I lost out by 2 points, and the fucking Giants covered against the Rams, and then they beat the fucking Philly. Dude,
They beat the shit out of Philly.
I know. And that killed me. The last 2 weeks, I fucking bet against the Giants, and they covered against the Rams, and then they went and beat Philly. It's like, damn it.
The Winnipeg Jets. This is from Art O'Callaghan. He works for ESPN. He does. The Steelers are not a better team, dude. Not this year, Andrew. Not this year. They aren't. They're trash. They just got lucky because, like, all Jacksonville had to do was win. The Steelers weren't in the playoffs, so. The Jets have allowed only 3 goals or less for 31 straight games. Only 6 teams has ever done that in NHL history. And the Jets are 1 of 2 in the last. I would love to know who had done it before. The longest 3-goal or fewer streaks in NHL history. The 1928-29 Bruins did it for 44 games. The Wild did it for 35 games in 14-15. The New York Americans did it in 1928-29 and 34 games. The Maple Leafs did it in 1950-50. So basically everything is original 6 except for the 2014-2015 Wild. And that's not necessarily a good sign because the Wild never have done shit in the playoffs. So hopefully the Jets are healthy and can keep going.
When you consider the era, it's insanely impressive. Like this is an over era. You don't see.
But dude, the 2014-2015 Wild, that's the same kind of hockey we're seeing now.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure. That team was very
35 games. Like I don't even know who the goalie was for that.
Yeah,
is that
that's
Dubnik?
Just as impressive. Might have been, yeah. 2014-15, I would imagine so, because that was probably their best goaltender.
Not Ilya Brizgalov.
I don't think they had Brizgalov was not playing in the league that late. I thought he was done around 2011.
Wasn't Brizgalov. He wasn't very good by that time, I don't think.
Yeah, Briz was really only good with the fucking Coyotes. He wasn't even good with Philly. He was just kind of, they signed him to that big deal. And
the only reason I thought about that is a YouTube notification just when I was watching it this morning. Brizgalov's is like most fucked up comments ever. And like,
oh, dude, Brizgalov was awesome.
Space is so infinite.
I do like that he had a pretty good perspective on life, man. He's like, this is just hockey. He didn't give a shit. And besides, you want your goalies weird. The weirder they are, the better they are. Eddie Belfour is a weird motherfucker. Pretty damn good goalie.
Wow. Belfour was.
Remember when he tried to bribe that cop?
It's totally true. On our fucking men's league team, like nobody really has conversations with the goalie. He's like the first guy in and the last guy out of the room, and like he's got his shit hanging up and he's out fucking doing something else, and like it's like the strangest dude ever for sure. So yeah.
Hey, And that's saying something. That's saying something because based on what we know about your men's league team. Okay, so real quick, Andrew, I just want to address this. Andrew, you got a point. Okay, you lost to a team that are not even in your division. The Islanders are in the Metro, so it does not matter. And Austin Matthews scored 2 flipping goals. Like, homeboy's going to have 40 before the end of January. Like, that's ridiculous, man. I mean, I heard Frank Saravelli say, is it possible that he gets 50 and 50 or close to? Good God, man. He has a couple another hat trick or 2-goal games. He's going to be right there. Like, that's ridiculous. So,
Did you know the coach was that 2014-15 or 15-16? 14-15, right? The Minnesota that did that same thing.
I don't know who the coach was there.
No, I'm telling you. I'll tell you who he was. 14-15, Mike Yeo, if you can believe that.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Mike Yeo, I remember people saying he could be a good coach, man. I mean, he got a couple of jobs. He's had a couple of jobs before. He was the Blues head coach. They shit can him. Berube wins the Stanley Cup. Then he becomes I think he hasn't been a head coach since, right? But that was his first. Wasn't that his first job? I thought that
he took over. He took over in Philly for a bit when they fired the guy that's in Seattle now. I always forget his name.
Yeah,
he took over for Philly then for a bit, but
and he was temporary for Vancouver before Boudreau took over, and then Boudreau kept him on, and he's still on that staff with Tocchet. They didn't fire him, so he's still in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that Sharangovich is. I know a lot of Devils fans that were really high on Sharangovich for a long time. So that he's skilled, man.
I wasn't thinking of Brizgalov. I was thinking of Backstrom, Nicholas Backstrom, the goalie. That was there with Devin.
That's probably who it was.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of, not Brizgalov.
Yeah, and then Backstrom ended up having injury issues and had to retire early, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's Minnesota, man. Like that state loves hockey. If they could just get their damn pro team, once they get these buyouts, the Parise. What the sad thing is, they probably could have LTIR'd him because he had back problems. And they never would have had to buy him out, but I guess he wanted to play or whatever, and wanted to control where he was at.
They probably tried to nudge him towards that, but he refused.
Yeah, he wanted to play. He had a pretty damn good year last year for the Islanders. So, I kept hearing he was going to sign. Oh, we've now lost 8 players for. You know what though, Jay? If you're going to have Jay, thanks for popping in. If you're going to have it, we're just BSing. If you're going to pop in, if you're going to have bad injuries, this is when you want to have them, is in January. No. And honestly, if I'm Vegas, you're not missing the playoffs. So if you can add some pieces to fill in some gaps because you got LTIR, and then, you get.
Yeah. That and if this was say late February, like mid-March, getting close to the playoffs, most of these players from Vegas would probably be playing though.
Well, and but you don't know. Well, right, but but we'll find out. Eichel went off the ice, so we'll find out. I'm just saying. Yeah, but this is a good month to lose players now. One, if you're a borderline team, like if it Caps, like if they Oshie was back in the lineup, but Wilson wasn't. So now it's
Ovechkin was a game time decision. He got hurt at practice this morning, apparently.
I thought he was
talking to his trainer. I didn't think Ovechkin was playing tonight.
He never misses games. He's not a bitch. He plays all the time. That guy played the entire last year, I think, with an injured quad, like the whole year. And he's still.
I realized that, but it was pretty much solid that he wasn't playing. And then I heard he was playing it because I took Washington team total under. 2.5 when I found out Ovi was going to be out. Because
well, you got that anyway, and he was in the lineup. Maybe
it did work. It did work. Yeah. Yeah. They don't play the same without him, man. Yeah.
Well, but honestly, man, he had a couple of good scoring chances, but it didn't look like he had anything behind the shot, so that makes sense. Maybe he's banged up. Honestly, they just need to sit his ass. But the problem is they're competing. So it's like they're trying to make the playoffs. They want to make the playoffs, and the Carberry's such a good coach, man. If they could just keep guys in the lineup too. I mean, but that's every team, man. Ooh, what in the hell? Holy shit, I didn't know I could do that. So I got a touchpad for my computer, right? And it was picking up on my my iPad, which I was like, sweet. So we're just BSing. Oh, I said I would drop the link if you guys wanted to call in. So there's the link. We're just BSing. It's just a straight BS session. We've ended the show 30 minutes ago. So yeah, I went out to the living room, Pearlo, and I go, "What are you burning?" And my wife looks at me like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not cooking anything." So I was like, "You didn't hear the alarm go off?" And I was like, "No." I go, I thought she had her headphones on or something. So
yeah, this is a pretty boring game, this Boston game. Holy crap.
No scoring.
They're pretty much
Boston's got some injuries too.
Point the Boston win.
We should have live draw or did a live draw on this one. Okay.
KQ, you can call in too, man. You could talk some shit about. You don't have to come on camera, guys. Like literally, who cares? No one's gonna judge you here. Can't even see Pearlo's face. So.
I don't understand why it's only on your doing this show. Anywhere else,
you got it fixed, man. Whatever you were doing before, it was fixed. So I don't want to hear it. Come correct, man. It's disrespectful to the show, in my opinion.
Well, how was I supposed to know it was going to be bad? It was working fine.
Dude, you knew your shit was all fucked up. Your lights were terrible. You know what your setup is. Get your setup and leave it the way it was.
Yeah, nothing's changed though. I don't understand.
No, you said you've been doing it from your room. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, but
the last couple of times your camera's been great, but this week it's been shit again.
So why? I don't understand.
No, it wasn't good this week. It's not been good this week.
Yeah, I just don't understand why. Nothing's changed. Unless there's something, I don't know. Unless there's something to do with the fact that I'm in a condo. But like I said, no other channel that I do this on do I have a problem.
Something's changed because your shit's terrible. I'm just telling you. Paul Cotter, 0 points in the previous 12 games. Time to send him down. Bring a guy up. Andrew's letting you know, Pearlo. Learn from your mistakes. KQ's like, he's a ghost. He's a ghost.
Cotter was never really going to be an offensive guy, though. Like, it's not really what.
Yeah, but I mean, he had what did he say? He had 9 goals or something this year. I guess he started.
He had a decent run, but that's all you're going to really get from a guy like him. He's a 15-goal guy in the league, probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what you want from your third or fourth line guy. You're getting 15 goals out of your third and fourth. Dude, Jackie Aces being out is not good for the Vegas Golden Knights. They are not.
Yeah.
That is not good. I'll tell you what, though. Boston hasn't done a fucking thing in this game either.
No, nobody's done anything in this game. This is like they might as well just went out on the ice, did the shootout, and
the draw is plus 200, Pearlo. You can't bet the draw at plus 200.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like almost guaranteed draw. Who's going to score doing this? Just pass it back to the point. Nobody's putting anything on their shots.
Nope, none of these teams are even trying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it looks like an all-star game almost, yeah. Like, just it's like they talked to each other beforehand and said, "Look, we both need a point here. They don't want to kill it." Yeah, and then they hurt Eichel.
Yeah, Boston, they had a pack before the game and then they knocked on goal.
Because they don't want anybody getting hurt. But honestly, if you look at that hit, that's some freak thing, because he was like just a hip check against the
occupancy's calling in. Yeah, occupancy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
What's up, bro?
Hello.
There we go.
How's it going,
Hey, buddy?
Man.
Are you Alaskan too? Are you from Alaska too?
I lived in Fairbanks for a little bit.
Okay.
I moved back down, but lower 48. But it was an interesting winter.
Dude, I live in Anchorage. Fuck all that noise in Fairbanks, man. I was up there one year. It was negative 65 below, and then my buddy Darren lived up there. His girlfriend, when he got out of the army, his girlfriend was up there. Later, his wife. They were married for a long time. They're not. You guys know Darren. He's the Colorado Avalanche fan that came on. He was like, yeah, it was minus 30. I was wearing shorts. I got so used to minus 60. You know, it's like that's how Fairbanks is. You know.
I didn't hit minus 60. We had a week straight of minus about 20, minus 25, and your legs would hurt. I mean, going outside like in regular pants, your legs were hurting. But I did a dry cabin for a semester, which was
were you going to UAF?
I was going to UAF. Yeah.
Were you playing hockey for them or?
No. I mean, I played in the rec league.
Their hockey team is good, man. They should have been in the Frozen Four last year. They got effed.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good, man. How are you doing? Where are you coming from now? Where are you at now?
I'm in San Jose.
Okay.
Now. Yeah.
Okay. Was that you on Twitter?
No.
No, there was another guy. There was another guy earlier on Twitter. It wasn't you. I'm sorry. Iceman a cast. Sorry. Because I know you from the chat, but I haven't met you before. So
it's nice to meet you. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. We're live streaming still, but we ended you won't be on the podcast or whatever. This is just BS, and we figured we'd do this every once in a while where we would just talk, whatever. So are you a Sharks fan in the Wool then?
For local teams. I mean, it's the closest one now. I'm originally an Islanders fan. So
okay, sweet, yeah. So you still are an Islanders fan then? I'm
still an Islanders fan. I don't live there, so I can't go to the games anymore. And
I heard that new arena is awesome. I want to get out there for that.
I know. I've only been to the Nassau Coliseum and Barclays Center for one game.
You went to Barclays? How was that to see a game?
I saw Linus Ullmark play when he was on the Sabres. And no one knew him, so they were like all the fans were like taunting him. It was kind of before he came, into his own, and it was interesting. That they didn't get as good of a turnout in Brooklyn. It was harder. A lot of fans were complaining. It was hard to get to. And the Coliseum was just.
I heard they had obstructed views in there, which makes no sense to me. How do you have fucking obstructed views for something that's a basketball stadium, but it's not good for hockey? That makes no sense. That's like Arizona. It makes no sense to me that they don't just overhaul what used to be called like America West Arena, where the Suns play, and they just play in that same arena. But honestly, the way Biz talks and stuff, it's probably better that if they're like out in Scottsdale or something. I don't know if you've been to Arizona or anything. Now that you live in Cali, that's a nice area. Are you in San Jose proper?
Yeah, I'm on the peninsula, but I did go to a Coyotes game when they were playing at right by where the Cardinals play. I forget exactly.
Yeah, that was called jobbing.com arena. Yeah, I've been to that arena, and it wasn't a bad arena at all.
It was pretty nice. Yeah.
The problem was they just didn't draw anybody. Nobody went out that far. It was too far away. That was the big all the locals told me, yeah, we would get 10 times more if it was in Scottsdale. So it's just, and that's where all the money is there too, man. Like lots of money in Scottsdale. So, just might have to go down there from time to time with my wife. Well, I don't have to, but it's a good way to get the fuck out of Alaska. The winters are long. It's always nice to get out for a little bit. So Rico's in Ontario and Pearlo's in. Hey, by the way, Pearlo, I heard Jason Greger today on Daily Faceoff Rundown with Saravelli saying it was like minus 18 Fahrenheit in Edmonton today.
It's going to be minus 42 degrees tonight.
That's Celsius, though, right? Celsius.
Celsius.
Yeah, which is like
I think Celsius is the same almost once you get up there.
Subspice, okay.
But yeah, it's freaking freezing. Absolutely.
Occupancy. What's it like? 70 there right now?
It was 45 in the morning. But then it gets up to 55, 60. It's too mild though. I like the cold. It's probably like my least favorite part about here is just warm and temperate all the time.
I can tell you the coldest I've ever been in my life. Both times have been in California, and I've lived in Alaska for 27 years now. I was in the Mojave Desert, and it was like 78 during the day, and it got down to like 24, and it snowed on us. And I had nothing for cold gear. None of us did, and it was crazy cold. And the other time is for my 10th wedding anniversary, we went to San Francisco. I caught a couple of Dodgers Giants games, I think. It was late. It was October. Like it was right before our anniversary. So I want to say it might have been end of September, October. We were there for like a week or 5 days. I got like pneumonia because that marine layer. Yeah, I could not. I got so sick. Spicy 4K says it's 45 in SoCal right now. Okay.
We're getting a cold front. But that's funny. I was in the Mojave with snow and we were doing some camping. And all of a sudden, it just like starts coming in, and we're like building the fire, and it's snowing, and oh man, it was that was a fun one.
I mean, like people get out of LA in the wintertime and go to like Palm Springs because it's warmer down there. It's so funny to me. People don't realize especially Northern California, which essentially San Jose is in Northern California, in my opinion. It's a little bit central, but like I mean. It's like my wife was looking at work down there, so we were looking at maybe like we'll always have a home here in Alaska, but like I'm not because I own my first house and we rent that, so we won't get rid of that. And then right now we have a pretty badass house up here, so we're on a lake in nice. Anchorage. So and we're like 15 minutes from the airport, and we're like we're close to a lot of stuff. So it's just one of those things where it's like. It wasn't terrible. We're getting a little cold spell now. It's like 19 out right now. So, when we haven't had any, knock on wood, we haven't had any sub-zero in Anchorage this year at all, but we've got a lot of snow. Yeah. So a lot. Yeah. I think we have a snowfall record this year already. So, I mean, you could always, I imagine you wouldn't feel the difference as far as housing costs if you moved out of San Jose up here, because it's pretty expensive here, but food and stuff is so expensive. Like it's out of control how bad it is right now. Yeah. So did you want to talk some hockey or?
I was just listening in. It was interesting slate tonight.
I love the original 6 hat, by the way. That's
thank you. It's got the patches for the teams.
Yeah, it looks great.
Were you on the Islanders tonight, Occupants?
Oh, that game.
I was.
No, I didn't take a side. I just had. Yeah, they played well. I mean, it's
they're down 3-1 and came back and won an OT, buddy. You should be
jumping. You just had the Holmstrom bargain bin.
I know, which didn't hit, so I'm a little sour about that. But no, as a for the team, that was great, a great win, character win. Despite 2 goals from Austin, they get the job done. Both teams get the point. I should have bet the draw. I think that's probably where I went wrong with that one. They've been, both those teams are draw magnets, so just a misread by my part. Martin Jones, right? It's like the season of his redemption. He's been looking great, but regression is kind of was due for him. How many games is he not going to let over 3.5? Like he's going to let up 4 and 3 eventually. So, but it was just a weird spot in the card. But
by the way, I keep saying this. Martin Jones was stellar for like 30 games for Seattle last year. And people just didn't watch it because all your East Coast people don't stay up and watch. Like you, me, Pearlo, I watched so much LA, so much San Jose, so much Arizona. Even though I'm a Caps fan but really honestly, when you start now I'm writing for a thing, when you start covering the sport, you just don't care. Like I just want good stories. I don't really give a shit who wins, like I'm not 12 anymore. I'm almost 50. So it's like, I don't really care who wins or loses. I just want good stories. And I'll say this as a fan, it's always fun to see a team that hasn't won a Stanley Cup like Vegas last year or Florida. Both those teams hadn't won. So it would have been cool either way. I thought Florida, the way they played, I was like, I think Florida's going to win, but they were just completely annihilated. They look great now. I mean, they look really good. Boy, I'm a little worried about Vegas if old Jackie Aces is hurting. But
I know Pearlo made that call. So he went down on. I didn't see the hit, but
I haven't heard anything. Well, I haven't heard anything. We're going to hear it on the internet. I'll turn it on. We'll listen to Gary Lawless and by the way, Vegas does everything first class. They have Darren Millard, who was worked for Sportsnet forever, and they brought in good people there. I liked McKenna when they worked for them too. I got to know him a little bit, especially was with Daily Faceoff. I think he's doing NHL radio now for Sirius XM.
Nice.
For his journeyman as a goalie as Mike was, he is one of I think him and Steven Valiquette are like the two best hockey analysts out there. I don't know. Do you ever listen to the Rangers broadcast? MSG, Steven Valiquette. He's Pearlo. Analytics up the ass. He has his own analytics company, a lot like Mike Kelly.
I've subscribed to Valiquette for a long time.
He's awesome.
Back before he was ever big or anybody had. I got turned on to him by some of my other friends that were into analytics a long time ago. So he's really smart too, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I just so do you watch a lot of hockey and bet? I was going to ask you. You don't have to answer, but how do you bet in California on games? Because I'm in a state where there's no legalized gambling either. So how do you pull that off? Or do you not?
So I use Fliff Sportsbook, which is they somehow got around the law, which is really interesting. It's a sweepstakes based, and they have a gaming license. So it's
what's the name of it? Fliff?
FLIFF. So they have like fake money, but then they have real money, and somehow they are legit. I looked it up because, as you said, it is very difficult to do this out here, and I wanted something. Hockey's been like my favorite sport my whole life. I heard you guys talking about the goalies. I'll raise my hand for being a goalie for a while. That was played in high school, Suffolk County High School League down on Long Island. Go Northport Tigers. Was on the varsity team there. Yeah.
So you grew up in Long Island then? You grew up out there?
Yeah.
That makes sense being an Islanders fan, but I didn't want to assume. From
like the tri-state area, kind of all. My dad was a Devils fan, so we kind of got to go to the old exit 16 off the turnpike. What they used to call it, the Meadowlands. Yeah. Before they went to the Rock. And then my buddy, he had like some friends in the industry, and I got to go to like one of the first events at the Rock, in New Jersey, was for the draft. It was the year Ryan Pollock got drafted. I forget back then. It was like cool just seeing the new stadium for the NHL draft. I mean, I love listening to you guys and listening to the X community and
Yeah, appreciate
reading
about
it.
Are you what do you primarily listen to us on? Do you listen to on YouTube or Twitter or what?
So I get YouTube, like I'll be in on YouTube, but then I see like you post on your X page that you're live, or but then
You can listen to it on X too. We broadcast live on X and Twitch. I mean, tonight we always get weird shit from Twitch. I got some from Twitch tonight. It was
yeah.
That's why I was laughing, eh, Beard? That's why I was laughing, because
I know why you were laughing. That's why I was like, "Shut up, Rico." Yeah.
Because are you married, Beard? Because I'd marry the shit out of you.
Yeah, I've been married 18 years this year, man. I've been married a long time. No, that's cool, man. So what's your first? My first name is Jeremiah. What's your first name?
Theodore.
Theodore. Okay, cool, man. No. Nice. Do you go by Theodore?
Yeah.
Or do you go by Teddy? Or okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Jeremy a lot, right? And I'm old enough. Like Pearl Jam came out when I was in high school and shit. I'm like, hey, Pearl Jam Jeremy is about a kid who shoots himself in front of his class. Don't fucking call me Jeremy. My name is Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So I was they called me Maya too, which I was fine with that. But like, and Pearlo Steve and Rico is actually Rico. He's got a cool name that he could just use. So
Pearlo and I were trying to stream a little bit last spring, so I got his contact info.
Well, dude,
we should still do that again.
You're always welcome to come on, man. Like, go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I still would like to do like maybe a betting show or something like that once a week with you or something like that. That would be fun. Well, we're doing this all the time.
Dude, you're always welcome to come on anytime you want. If you want to come on anytime, I'll start DMing you the link. This is not dyed in the wool, Rico and Pearlo. Like, I'm not making any money off this yet. We're starting to get some downloads and headway, but we've only been doing this less than 90 days. So Steve and I had done some stuff in the past together on my channel, and then I've done some collabs with Hot Take Hockey. I don't know if you know John Viveros, Hot Take Hockey. He's got like 50,000 subscribers. So he was in like media school when the pandemic happened. So he started his own channel and just like, everybody was on the internet, right? I mean, and I was like, I'm going to watch. I've been a dyed in the wool hockey fan. Like, I can't remember the last time I didn't watch the Stanley Cup. I remember. So I was in the military 25 years for the Army.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I remember watching in Kosovo, like the Flames Tampa Bay series on AFN, Armed Forces Network. Like I would stay up till whatever the time was, the time difference over there, 3 a.m. or whatever. So, and would just sit there. We would get bootleg beers, cracking beers and stuff. So that looks way better, Pearlo. You should just do that. That's what you should do. His picture is fucking awful, dude. I don't know what the hell. You had it so good last week. We had no issues. He's had for 3 weeks, you've no problems. But anyway, yeah, dude, you're welcome. Like, if do I follow you on? I'm pretty sure I follow you on Twitter or X. Let me. Is it occupancy? Is that a 0?
Yeah.
Because you wanted to OCC. I don't know why I can't find anybody. EANCY. Yeah, you're always welcome to come on, man. Like I am. Why can't I find you?
I think I can send you. I'll ping you.
I follow you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow you. I'm already following you. Yeah, I can DM you if you're. So we go on at 6 o'clock Alaska time, 10 Eastern. So that's 7 p.m. your time. So you're all like, dude, I would love to have somebody. If you want to, you want to come on 4 days a week with us, you're welcome to, and if you need anything like microphone, let me know. I will buy it and I'll send it to you because it's a tax write-off for the business.
Right.
The first 5 years I could take a loss. So we're going to definitely take a loss. I didn't do that with Rico. I sent him shit for his birthday. And I did do that with Pearlo, but going forward, that's what we're going to do. And if you want to be on and you want to be part of the show, it's great. Because honestly, I'm not the gambling aficionado. Pearlo and Rico are. Pearlo's diehard, and you probably know them from the Ice Guys, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we've gotten a lot of traction, including some of those guys. And so I've been trying to tune into their show as much as I can. So I do like prep and stuff, but like a lot of times I'll be out here having to clear snow and stuff. So I still have I work for myself. My wife is the one that works now. I retired from the military, and so I just didn't want to work for anybody like the government ever again or anything. Yeah. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to enjoy doing what I'm doing. So,
and he pretty much has like 500 NHL jerseys in his collection.
I don't have 500. I would have that if I would not. I don't have 500. I don't even have all the teams. I don't even have the Islanders, which is a joke. I think
who would be your Islander jersey if you're going to get one next?
Oh, Mike Bossy right away. Mike Bossy. No way would I not get Mike Bossy. But
you got all the Pittsburgh jerseys, all right?
I have a Mario Lemieux, believe it or not. I have a Mario Lemieux.
Beard's a huge Pittsburgh fan, if you've never noticed.
Yeah,
I fucking hate Pittsburgh.
He loves him. He goes to bed with the jersey on. He goes to bed with the Pittsburgh jersey on.
I just hate them because of all the dick sucking they do on Crosby all the time. It's just like forever and a day. And they never negate. And then I'll have to hear this. I do not have 600. My wife's chiming in the chat. I don't have 600. So that, by the way, that picture right there with me is at MSG with her and me. I don't know if you can see it.
I was looking at your hat.
It's a Brooklyn Dodgers hat. I'm dyed-in-the-wool Dodgers fan, man. I grew up. Okay. So I grew up in Montana. I'm from Montana originally. So we would get the games on the radio. We'd get Dodgers. We'd get Mariners. We'd get not Rick Riz. It wasn't Rick Riz at the time. It was Dave Niehaus. My rest in peace, Dave Niehaus. But we would get Vin Scully. My grandmother was my dad's mother was a huge Lakers and Dodgers fan. And so I would watch on the tiny ass 13-inch black and white TV, Magic dribbling up the court and stuff.
Nice.
with my grandma, and then the Dodgers, the 88 World Series, I was like 11. So it was like, are you
excited about Ohtani? I mean, you think this is the year?
Yeah, I mean, I am. Like, I would have been happy if you went to the Blue Jays. Rico's a big Blue Jays fan. Like, I am. I'm really excited. Like, I felt like we needed pitching, so Ohtani's not going to pitch next year. But so they got that other guy. And so that's one of the reasons we went to San Francisco for our 10th. Those were the last games Vin Scully called. He was there at the arena in 2016. Nice. So we were there listening on the radio, and then, just to hear his games called. And I'd never seen the Dodgers play. I've never even been to Dodger Stadium because I've only been to LA like twice for vacation. And it's like we try to get out of Alaska in the wintertime. So it's like, well, baseball's not being played. So, last time we were in LA too, it was like, I think for our anniversary, we stayed in Santa Monica and stuff, which was great. Yep. I would love to live there. I mean, it would be so cool to split time between Alaska and I just need like 3 months, like out of here would be great. It'd be nice. And then back because, dude, yeah, Mike, it's good stuff. So, I can always get away with wearing a Brooklyn Dodgers hat when we go to Manhattan and stuff. And, because I like to get out to New York. So I don't know if you know Kim, Isles Girl 3.
I follow her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she does Kim in the Crease podcast. She's a friend of the show. Love Kim. Shout out Kim. She's huge, diehard Islanders fan.
Oh yeah.
Time. Goes to a lot of games, and now she's getting married. Her, which I can relate because my wife's a diehard Rangers fan. So when they play, we call it the Divorce Cup. Saturday Divorce Cup. But it's it's mellowed out. It really helped that the Caps won in 2018. But it just sucked because we had to play them in the playoffs all the time, and it's like, oh damn, man. And that used to not be the case because they did all this division realignment, which I wish it was total Crosby Ovechkin manufacturing. Oh, we got to make sure they play in the second round. I just wonder, man, if they'd have left it the way it was, how it would have been. Because like Tampa got good too. It's I don't know. I think they should get rid of the conferences because like Nashville should not be in the Western Conference. It's laughable. I mean, Nashville's like a 3-hour drive from. I mean, it's DC. It's not far. I mean, that's not 3 hours, but it's like, it's laughable. But I would like to see Nashville play Tampa a lot more like they did that Winter Classic, and it was great. I mean, they kicked their Nashville's ass, but that Tampa team was really good. Mm-hmm. So I just I'd be for that, like these regional, right? A lot like college football, right? Where it's very regional rivalries and stuff. Like all these West Coast teams that are going to be playing in like the Big Ten and stuff, all that's going to blow. Like that's going to be awful for the sport, man. So, I think we'll see a variation of the Pac-12. I liked what Chip Kelly said. He said that just let the football teams go to those conferences. Like, it makes no sense to have like the UCLA women's volleyball team playing Nebraska.
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, even though those teams are going to be really good and stuff, but, so. Yeah. But so if you want to come on, man, I'll shoot you the DM every time. And if
what days is it all
Monday,
weekdays?
Monday through Thursday. So during football season, we did Tuesday through Friday because I like to watch Monday nights and stuff. But now that football's over, except for I think there is a Monday night game this week, but we'll just have it. We'll have a show probably. We'll see because I'll just see out what the games are. Because my wife's off too. So, and I'm taking some vacation, but Pearlo and Rico can run the show without me. So I just got to get them set up. Or you, if you want, like, you're welcome to be a part of it.
I'm in grad school and I do it online, and it starts at 6:30 Pacific.
Okay.
And then it's scheduled to be 2 hours. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah,
there could be the time conflict. I wouldn't really be off.
So sometimes Mondays you could come on, no?
Mondays, yes. Yeah. And then if sometimes
we'll call it occupancy Mondays. We're just playing around and seeing what works. Like I know like so hold on a sec, Pearlo, and I'll let you go. Like I know for a fact that we're gonna grow because of the gambling, because Pearlo is very good at gambling. He sucks fucking ass at production, but he's really good at gambling. And Rico too, man. Like Rico doesn't throw big money, but Pearlo has his own website. Like he's up a lot on his bets. And
occupancy's on my Telegram now. I invited him.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So Pearlo's great. I mean, he's incredible.
Oh yeah,
and he's got a great hockey mind. Like, we don't agree on everything, but we agree on a lot of things. And it's bad if we agree on everything anyway. It doesn't feel authentic. But
you can't watch you lose your shit if we agree on everything.
Well, but on shit we don't agree on, like, it's legit. We're not making it up. Like, if I don't agree with something,
I know. I'm saying, like, when we disagree quite often, you're pretty passionate about it. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, and that's okay. And Pearlo's a big boy. He doesn't get his feelings hurt, which is good because, I try not to be abrasive, but
it's good.
You're such a fucking dick to Andrew. Calm down, man. Like I think Pearlo's all right with it, man. He wouldn't come back.
Yeah,
he's not a.
No, I'm the same way. As long as you can take it.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, so I'm definitely not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything. That's definitely not the thing. I will definitely sing praises, but we'd love to have you. So how much longer you got in grad school?
So I'm hopefully finishing this summer or May.
Oh, cool.
Actually. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
So we will go through the playoffs, and then we'll do one a week in the summertime. Because one, it's too fucking nice in Alaska. Like I got to be outside. Yeah. How many years did you go to UAF?
3 semesters.
So you didn't last.
I didn't last very long, but
was it just the weather? Was it the weather? Because it's actually a pretty good school.
It was a great school. I had a job offer at an engineering company in Santa Cruz. I was in school, out of school kind of thing, back and forth, and then this small engineering company.
You have to take it.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz is awesome too.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, we do a lot of mountain biking and the beaches, and it's
that's cool. Are you single or?
Oh no, I'm married.
Okay,
this
cool.
summer though, so it's brand new. It's
oh, nice. Congrats, man. Well, all right.
Thanks.
Well, and dude, that's awesome if you found a gal that likes doing a lot of stuff outdoorsy with you and stuff like that too. I know I want to do snow kiting because we're on the lake freezes that we live on, and it's here. I'll actually give you I can give you a picture here. This is easy. Here I could do it from here. Let's see. Oh, maybe I got rid of it. I got rid of it from there. That's all right.
So it's like the in the Cook Inlet or like.
So no, I live in Anchorage. There's I don't know how many lakes there are in Anchorage. There's a lot of but the Cook Inlet's like right over here.
West. Okay, you're close,
you know, have you been to Anchorage? I don't know if you've been to Anchorage a lot.
You know, a couple times, not often. Like I went one or two times maybe.
You know where Kincaid Park is, since you're a big mountain bike guy? Kincaid Park out by the airport?
No, I mean.
So this is from my house. This is winter time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll oh, we lost Rico. Oh, Rico's coming back. I'll find yeah. So yeah, actually I could show you like here. So I live on a lake called Jewel Lake, and there's Jewel Lake Road. A lot of people know Jewel Lake Road, but do you know Diamond Boulevard?
I didn't spend a ton of time in Anchorage. Okay. Just passing through.
I mean, that's kind of like me in Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been everywhere though, dude, because I worked in aviation and for the Alaska Guard full time. And so I flew to Fairbanks a lot, but we just get in, get out. Yeah. I've been to Ukqiavik, which is Barrow. Yeah. Barrow, Gamble, Savunga, Arctic Village, Brevik Mission, Kotzebue, Nome, Bethel,
nice.
Ketchikan. I have not been to Kodiak. I've been to Juneau. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere you could go in Alaska except for Kodiak. So I've been to a lot of different places. So
it's a great country. I had a friend visit. We did a whole road trip. Went up to Barrow. Yeah. We went to Slana, Alaska. If you've ever been to Sportsman's Paradise, it was this really funny story. Doug Fredrickson owned this place in Slana, Alaska, and it was right on the Wrangell St. Elias National Park.
Okay, I think I know where it is. I've not been there.
And he, it was just a funny story, like one of these Alaskan stories where we're camping, right? And we passed through. It was like a bar and like got a couple cabins. And he goes, "Hey, you guys wanna get out of your tent?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I just knocked down a bunch of trees. We're putting in a new satellite. If you help me clear some of the stumps, you could stay in some of the in the cabin for a couple nights." And we did it. And it was just like the craziest story, but like awesome. We drank beer and like got to listen to all these stories. He was a bush pilot, all this stuff. So I mean, that was like awesome.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'll tell you, these guys have the invite. You're always welcome to come stay. You could come stay at the house. We're not a 10-minute ride from the airport. So this is a little bit better picture of it. Like the lake is frozen here, but it's that's a little bit better picture here. Let me see. I'll zoom in there. There you go.
Nice.
There's some poor birds on the lake. I think some people out there skating. Like a lady out there skating. So yeah, but we live in the city, man. Like there's 350,000 people in Anchorage, so there's always fun stuff to do. And I always tell people one of the big costs of Alaska is lodging and like rental car and stuff like that. So if you ever want to come back, and Anchorage is probably maybe a 4 or 5 maybe 5 hour flight from San Francisco.
Yeah, they have directs from Portland that we would do, or Seattle.
Yeah, you can get a direct from Portland. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is anti-cold weather, so she wants to visit in the summer.
No, yeah, June. Come into the hotel. Don't come now. Why the hell would you come?
I mean,
now?
I would like it up. I do some like cross country skiing. So I actually I kind of like.
You could do that right here outside my house. So so there's another lake over here called Sundi Lake, and then there's another lake called Sand Lake, and people cross country around them. Trails, they get out a snow machine and groom the trails. There's nobody else out with so our lake, no motorized anything anyway. So the only guy that's out there is my neighbor Danny, and he's doing it to groom the trails. And so people are out here cross country and it's a great time. So I personally don't cross country ski, I downhill, but I haven't done it in the last couple of years. So start getting older, man. My knees and hips and legs are like, what do you do? But I'm working. I've been getting in shape because I'm trying to get back into big shape. So because I want to do this they call it snow kiting, and it's like an inflatable chute that goes up like a kite.
Yeah.
But these guys will go, you steer it with like a it's almost like a climbing harness you wear, and it's got like, you steer it like you'd steer a parachute. I don't know if you've ever jumped out of an airplane. I did that. No. I did that for the Army for a while. So I was never a free faller, but some of our chutes had toggles and stuff. So you learn how to steal the like World War II ones, like the T-10s. You're grabbing the risers and pulling them, but you
got to like rely on the wind when you do that, like that.
So it's like flying a kite, but it pulls you along when you're on your skis, Rico. I mean,
like kite surfing on snow type thing. You got to make sure
it's called
there's a
snow.
windy day.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly that. Yeah, it's so there are people always out here doing it because so if you look at Anchorage and if you just look at the place where I told you could find it. I wasn't going to put my address because we still are live. We can actually end the stream. You can stay on, and I can show you exactly where I live. So, nice. But in fact, we may do that. But there's like I just told Pearlo and Rico, why not just hang out and bullshit? We'll go a little long. I'll play the outro. We'll actually end the show. But like a lot of times we've had a lot more people in the chat than we did for most of the show. So people just come by. We're just BSing and talking hockey and life and stuff. But also I do tell the guys like, hey, don't say anything you don't want anybody to know on the internet about because it is on the internet. This part will not be though. I'll edit it off. I won't leave it on YouTube or anything. I'll just edit it off. Yeah, I'll edit this whole thing off. But just because I'll upload the podcast, and I don't want the podcast. The fans first guys get on me a little bit about, hey, don't have too long a show, and I'm like, chick with that 3.5 hours, bro. Yeah. So if we're having a good time, we'll do it. But so that's the thing, though. I'll try to keep the first hour where we talk about our bets and stuff. So I'm going to check that Fifth Sports. Looks like I can do it on my phone. So
I think because they're not just California, and I think they might be.
So I will say this: I can do those like underdog and I can do those fantasy ones where they have shot props and stuff, and I've won money from that. But I want to do one where it's more like FanDuel because I actually I follow it as close. I can follow it pretty closely too, like you guys. And I'm all like Rico. Like I'll throw in $5, but wouldn't it be nice to throw in $5 to win? Like you saw the guy who had the $5 parlay that had like a 14-leg scoring thing in the NFL, and he won $480,000. Just awesome. Why didn't California legalize it? Like it's just an app.
I voted for it. It was on the ballot last major election, and what I heard was that it was shut down by conservative families who thought that it would essentially taint their children. And because
you have to be of age to do it.
Yeah, but I think the influence and what I heard is, it got shut down pretty quick. Like it wasn't even close to passing. I forget what the numbers were.
California. I mean, it's got to be the most liberal place in the world.
It is, but not for everything. Like because
it's not the most liberal. It's really when you get outside of LA and San Francisco, California is about as redneck as it comes.
It turns red pretty quick. Yeah.
LA and San Francisco and Silicon Valley are very blue, but everything outside of that is the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yep. But Beard, I just looked. Fliff is available in Alaska.
Yeah,
And,
I'll check it out. I'll check it out on my phone.
What sucks about it, it's 15, like it's about 10 or 15 cents worse. So say you have even money line,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a minus 110 or a minus 115. So they hit you with that. So like with the shopping, it sucks. But
Reduce it.
they have their deposits are pretty quick and their withdrawals are pretty quick, and they have the gaming license, so it's legit. How they got it and how they're keeping it is a different question, but
I think it's because, you know what, honestly, the Supreme Court said it's legal. So I think it's going to be very hard at some point for states to say you can't do it here, because how many states have it now? Like it's legal. Like I go to Arizona, I'm on FanDuel right away.
Oh yeah,
but then I got like
yep.
Yeah, Oregon, everything's legal.
Oregon's
I don't know about Washington.
Yeah,
Washington, I don't know. And it blows me away because it's like, you idiots. Like, we don't really even have lottery here. You know, we do have now some sort of state, but it's like, it's not like where you go buy a Powerball or a ticket or anything like that. People don't understand though. Like, those state lotteries make a shit ton of money for the state.
Oh yeah.
Like, Alaska,
put it back into roads or schools or.
Well, see, that's the fucking problem up here. Like, they've been so dependent on the oil, right? And they're so up the oil's ass. And now, like, all that stuff's slowing down. So it's like,
they have casinos everywhere though, right? Or
no
just
casinos in Alaska. None.
Really?
Zero.
Wow.
Yeah. Nope.
Which is strange because in California, there's a lot of casinos. You have casinos all over the place, but they don't have sports books. That's the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
That's